Kanye West's quest for the White House could be over.
Exciting vaccine news.
Several high-profile Twitter accounts appear to have been hacked.
Have significant revenue declines.
I think people don't read books because they're lazier these days in general.
Hello and welcome to LOLstockaments Radio. I'm Seriously Serious, joined by my friends Alex the Intern, Jason, and Brandon from Las Cruces. Thank you guys for joining me.
Hey guys.
Hello.
LOLstockaments is the show where we have some laughs and we get fucking rich. I believe we did have a stock report planned for last week's show. However, this show was delayed by a full week due to circumstances beyond our control. So I don't know if Jason, do we still have the stock report for this week?
You know, it's been a crazy week. We had a bunch of stuff lined up last week and everything kind of changed. We saw AMD reach the top of its kind of cycle, and then all of a sudden, out of the blue, Intel completely fell apart. They failed to bring some chip to market they didn't promise forever. It's kind of funny because Apple dumped Intel and everybody was like, I don't know what that's about. And all of a sudden Intel kind of pulls back the sheets and lo and behold, there's shit in the bed. And what's funny is that Intel lost about 16% off its stock price. AMD picked up 16%. Anybody who was long on AMD is feeling really, really good right now. The AMD situation is looking clutch. So we have AMD like looking good, but I don't know what its next move is. I don't think anybody does. An hour ago, the Dow Jones was down 80 points. Now it's up 100. It has a lot to do with stimulus talk. If you're looking for big moves, I like Roku this week. Like Roku looks like it's got a huge volume shelf. It's comfortable running. I can easily see it hitting 165 like today if it's feeling right. Avoid all the standards like Tesla, I would say. Like Tesla's a death trap right now, but you never know. It's a weird market. I mean, everything's kind of macro influenced. Everything's kind of being pushed around by talks about stimulus. I half expect we'll get another like half-assed vaccine announcement tomorrow. That'll push another couple of hundred points onto the Dow.
We just got some stimulus news, Jason. I don't know if you saw, but it looks
well,
like
that's what. Yeah, hence the $180 point drift in the Dow over the course of like 10 minutes. But the problem is that it's like they've agreed on something, but we don't know what it is. They're talking about like 70% of your wages as opposed to the $600 relief, which apparently is pissing off Pelosi, so you know it's screwing over people. But I have no idea like what the other bells and whistles are. So the bottom line is like anytime you hear the word stimulus come out of McConnell's mouth, the market surges. Anytime you hear the word vaccine come out of Trump's mouth, the market surges. So we've heard one of those already. They're probably going to wait for things to slow down in the afternoon and then trot out another mRNA announcement because that's what they do. So yeah, it's probably going to be a green day tomorrow, but it's so weird because every time they take their foot off the gas, every time they stop buying ETFs, every time we see fewer Fed liquidity injections, everything, just like the bottom drops out. And the reason why the bottom drops out is because there's such little volume. If you compare what's going on now to like even last year, you can tell like people are just kind of hedging their bets. People are sitting back. They want to just rest on a pile of cash and know that nothing's going to touch them. So there aren't a lot of people gambling in the market aside from the retail crowd. The retail crowd is stacking up into nonsense as they are oft wont to do. And, you know, it's going to be a game of musical chairs. Like, you know, the Nicola's, what is it called? NKLA, the stock, they're offering more shares. People are going to try to dump all day today. That's going to hell. American Airlines, oddly enough, had a good earnings report, apparently. So I expect to see them jump 3 or 4% pre-market.
How is that possible?
You know, the thing is they tell people, like, everything's going to hell. Everything's awful. We're going to come through with, like, minus 20% of what we did, you know, a week ago, or whatever. You know, they have some arbitrary number. And then they come back and they say it wasn't minus 20%, it was minus 10%. And all of a sudden everybody's like, oh shit, buy. So that's like the miracle of airline stocks right now. But, you know, that said, they're depressed so far. Like they're pushed down so much right now.
I'm getting a text message. I'm getting a text message from a listener called San Lamar M in the Boston area. He wants to know approximately, Salatine, in your opinion, when can he expect his stimulus money?
Well, that's a really good question. I would say it depends whether or not the grid collapses anytime soon. So, if the grid collapses, you're probably not going to get your stimulus money. You are going to want to stock up on iodine. You do not want to go ahead and leave the house too often. Keep the lights off if you're doing candles or whatever. Just put blackout curtains. That's going to be equity beyond stimulus. So yeah, just stay cool. Keep what's going on out there, on the down low, and don't attract any attention from hordes.
Now, for those of us that aren't as smart as Salatine is, Jason, can you do the translation for what he just said? Like for people like me and Alex that kind of heard a little bit, but he's talking about AMD. What the hell is an AMD? Alex, do you know what an AMD is? Be honest.
Automatic micro dispensary.
Yes.
Oh wow.
Yeah, there you go.
It's very close.
I don't know what that is.
They make chips.
Briefly. Oh.
Computer chips. Intel's main competitor.
Those are chips that are supposed to be in Apple soon. So the new Macs coming out.
They were going to be in Apple, and then Apple, if memory serves, decided they wanted to build their own proprietary chips. And Intel's got a big footprint in cloud computing, so it's not like they're going to die, but they just got their kneecaps torn off in terms of the laptop market. So
gotta hurt.
Yeah, but I mean 16%. Have they necessarily lost 16% of their revenue? I don't think so. I mean, as a wise man once said, everything on the market is an overreaction. So, if you want to actually go long on Intel, it's probably a good time to do it. I mean, it seems like every time any of these stocks collapse, like the Phoenix, they rise from the ashes in a week. So, it's just, this is a dip buyer's market. Anytime anything plummets, you can get rich off it.
Now, let me ask you, I'm in Las Cruces now at the family ranch. I'm sure you've heard how bad Las Vegas has become with this virus. What do you think? Are you bullish? You positive? You negative on all these gaming stocks? The Wynn announced that there's going to be layoffs and furloughs, and so did Tropicana, so did which is Penn Gaming, so did Circus and a number of other casinos. What's your short, medium, and long-term view on gaming stocks? Oh, and by the way, did you see the second quarter earning report from Las Vegas Sands? And that's including the two properties in Vegas and, of course, their properties in Macau. $858 million second quarter projected loss.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's no good. So what's your feeling on these gaming stocks, Salatine?
If they've got a strong online footprint, they're going to be fine. Look at DraftKings. DraftKings IPO'd, and inexplicably it went up for no good reason at all. It was just then the news cracked that Disney was backing it to a certain extent. And then as the bloom went off, that rose and it started to deflate, and nobody gave a shit because sports betting is dead. Sports betting, fantasy sports betting, it's solved. Nobody makes money casually fantasy sports betting, and nobody's got discretionary income right now. So, DraftKings is a nightmare. Starts going down. All of a sudden, they release word they just turned up an online casino, and now their stock is going up. So, I think that if you can build a revenue stream predicated on the internet as a gaming agency, or as a gaming company, you've got a lot of upward potential. The lights are going to stay on. Aside from that, casino-based stuff, meat space gaming, forget it. It's going to be probably early 2021 before anybody feels comfortable being around other people, in my opinion.
Now, normally this would be the part where Serious would flash our disclaimer when we're giving advice, but since we don't have one.
Oh my fucking God.
Drunk.
No, okay.
Oh, I'm
absolutely not financial advice at all. Whatsoever. 0%. Do not. There's no financial advice here. There's your disclaimer.
For entertainment.
I can't believe I forgot that.
on another note, we're very lucky on this podcast, our pilot episode, because Alex the intern has very deep-tied, rooted connections with Indian casinos. So Jason kind of addressed the American ones. What's the short and long-term outlook for Indian casinos?
Yes, Alex, can you please give us an update on that situation?
Yeah, especially the Seminoles. That's what I'm really curious about.
Well, the last time I saw the Seminoles were totally back up and running, and I think it's one of the few places where you can play nine-handed poker is in a Seminole casino.
Alex, are they exempt from state mandates?
I don't think so. I think they still have to follow. It's still regulated by the state.
Well, I know the ones in California aren't, because they literally thumb their nose at Governor Newsom out there. So is Florida different?
I think Florida's a little different. So Brandon, the last time you were on the Strip, what was it like there? What was the atmosphere?
It was a ghost town. It was an absolute ghost town.
Yeah.
It was not, albeit I have not been at an MGM property, so I can't comment on like Bellagio, Aria, and Mirage still is closed. Many people don't know that, but Mirage is still closed. But speaking of Caesars properties, and specifically even more so Palazzo and Venetian, ghost towns. It was so bad that this week started, or the previous week, last Monday, the Palazzo was closing its casino and its hotel during the week and only opening Friday through Sunday.
That's been the case on all the major properties in Las Vegas. I've been hearing that weekend business has been pretty good, like about what you would expect for this time of year, whereas the weekday traffic has just been completely terrible. Ghost town. Yeah.
So the problem is, like, now it's almost like the things you want to do, like if you come to Vegas on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, most of the restaurants are going to be closed. Most of the other activities and things are just going to be saved for the weekend because they can't justify staffing it. So you want to eat at that upscale Vietnamese place on, a Tuesday night, it's probably not going to be open.
By the way, I should mention that we do take call-ins on this show, and a few people have already tried. Brendan, I believe, was trying to call in a bit earlier. He gave up. I'm debating whether or not we should accept this next call. One Step would like to call in. What do you guys think?
I think it's okay.
Okay, if Alex the intern vouches for him, I think.
Hopefully he doesn't embarrass me. But
now, is he calling in via Zoom? Are we going to see him on camera, or is he just?
Yes, we should be able to see him.
Okay, I like that. Let's do it.
All right, let's go for it.
Just have your finger on that trigger. Come on, really? It says connecting to audio. He looks really good there. Is that an off-the-rack tux, Alex?
This is a custom-fitted tux. Actually, One Step was with me when I bought this tux. Well,
hello, Mr. One Step. You're on LOL Stocks Radio. What can we do for you?
I'm a fly on the wall here.
This is how you want to listen into the show?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Wait, so you don't have anything to offer? You just want to kind of quasi listen, co-host? Is that what we're doing?
I don't want to steal the show here. That's just being honest here. So I feel like I'm just gonna lean back and let you guys.
Listen, man, we already have an intern. We need somebody who's gonna,
We really need to bring something to the table here. If you just want to listen, we are streaming live on YouTube.com every week.
Okay, One Step. Give the listeners, I guess, an update on what you've been up to lately. Last I heard, you were playing $1,000 buy-in tournaments and most certainly being cheated. How's that working out?
I wouldn't necessarily be so sure about that, but no, I'm still playing cash on Poker Bros, and I'm an aspiring man of leisure. It's
sure.
I'm enjoying life, and that's about it. Eating good.
All right.
One Step, do you dabble in the markets at all, sir?
Yeah. I've recently gotten over my addiction to volatility trading, and
Hell of a drug.
I've decided that I'm going to leave that alone for a good period. But yeah, I think I would assume most people have profited from the the cruise line / airline rebound over the past few months, which I was lucky to get out before they slipped again.
That's good. We still need to have a discussion amongst the co-hosts about as to how we're going to handle our free roll. Every week on this show, we will be giving away a nominal amount, and I don't think we have quite ironed out all of the details as to how we're going to do this. But one thing that is for sure is that we would like to incorporate guest stock picks into it. So while we're still ironing these details out and deciding how exactly we're going to approach this, we can still get, if you have any stock tips for us, One Step, we can incorporate this into the free roll. Are there any companies at the moment that particularly interest you?
Well, I've been sort of obsessed with SWBI. It's Outdoor Brands, formerly known as Smith & Wesson.
I see.
I'm sorry, what? It's what? Formerly known as
Smith & Wesson.
Oh, okay. The
It's
gun manufacturer.
American Outdoor Brands International. Now it's Smith & before previously it was Smith & Wesson. I guess it was more of a political type of move to shield or to sort of hide the fact that they're a weapons manufacturer. I got in when it was, yeah.
I'm looking at the ticker symbol now. It's on the show. SWBI still shows as Smith & Wesson Brands Inc. I'm not seeing a rebrand on here, at least not on MarketWatch.com.
Ooh. Do we have our first drama?
I mean, if you Google American Outdoor Brands International, you'll see that it was rebranded.
All right, interesting.
What kind of outdoor? Are they selling like sleeping bags and tents, or like are they expanding into new market? Like what's the deal with that?
So, well, apparently the reason why when their earnings came out recently, their stock fell because of the fact that due to the corona, not many people were camping and going outdoors. But I would assume that the record weapons sales would have sort of made that inconsequential. But it seemed like that was sort of a big hit to their corporate their sort of earnings. But I would assume that stock is the reason I got into that because I looked at the last time this Black Lives Matter movement was really prominent in the media was July and June of 2016, and the last time the stock hit $29 over the past 5 years was during that time period. So that's the reason why I hopped on board.
Right. Okay.
During Corona.
Thank you, One Step. We will keep our eyes on SWBI.
Now, on another note, kind of brought up an interesting thing that I read about recently. May I mention it? I was reading something. This happens to me a lot. I'm reading something, and then it leads me to something else, and it leads me to something else, and then I end up with something interesting. So you mentioned outdoors, and you said, what is it, like sleeping bags, things like that. Do any of you know that the luxury, this is what it's called, luxury camping, B&B, is $1 billion a year industry now? People are putting, I'm not making this up, people are putting these high-end luxury tents in their backyard, okay? And they're putting like queen and even in some cases king-size beds and all these other luxuries, and they're renting them out. And people are like snapping,
wow.
People are like insane snapping them up and traveling, like in some cases, like, to people's backyards, okay? And they're renting these at like 70, 80, 90, 150 a pop a night. Some people are making second homes out of their tents permanently in their backyard. And when they say we're going to a weekend home, like they're going to the backyard and not coming back into the main house until the weekend's over. Geez, I just read about this. I knew none of this was going on.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. I pulled up some Google images for our viewers to see some examples. It's the
craziest thing. I just read about it. I was reading about, like, I don't know, shrimp farming, in Thailand. All of a sudden, I'm reading about luxury tent B&Bs and Airbnbs, and some of these tents literally have like 3 beds in them. Like they can fit 12 people, and they have all the luxuries of like a guest house, a second home.
Yeah, they look like hotel rooms.
I believe the term is glamping.
Yeah, glamping is that. Yep, I discovered that term. It's called glamping.
Glamorous
Now,
camping.
yeah. Did any
Alex,
of you know
have you
about
done much glamping?
I have never been glamping, but I think I would prefer it over regular camping if I had to choose.
What, Jason? What about you? Did you know about this?
I'm still trying to figure out how to get rich off Thai shrimp farms.
Oh,
I'm a little bit behind the times on this one, but no, I've never been glamping, but I've had shrimp.
Jason, user in the chat, Mo Farah, would like to know what your thoughts are on Overstock, OSTK.
I don't know anything about them. I don't know the anything about Overstock. I'm looking at their chart.
Yeah, and I've pulled it up for viewers as well. I know I've literally never bought a single thing off of Overstock.com. I do recall quite a... What's that?
I've gotten my rug off of Overstock.
How was that?
It's held up for the last 4 years. But
what does Overstock sell? I've never used it.
Oh, goddamn!
Well, they sell like furniture and pretty much everything, I think.
Now, little buddy, I heard off the streets that there was like this lemon-looking chair that you wanted to buy online from a furniture company.
Was this Overstock.com where you got?
Yeah.
That was like, actually, I went to their actual store, and a lot of the stuff was sold out. And they said it's because of COVID was the reason that they're behind on their production, and also a lot of people are doing home makeovers right now.
So there's a shortage on lemon yellow chairs?
There is, yes.
Now, did you back order one?
Well, so I went to their website, and it said expected in stock October 7th. It's a very long time to be backed up.
Sons of bitches. Now, also, can you give us a quick review on their meatballs? I also was made aware that you had some meatballs. Overrated, underrated? Is the hype worth it?
Well, about, I want to say 5 years ago, there was a controversy with the meatballs. I don't know if you heard about that.
No.
But,
no.
well,
I was out living my life and stuff.
I see. Well, I was on the internet, and I found out that they were using horse meat for their meatballs.
Is that really true?
That's true. I swear to God.
Do I need Thomas to read the liability thing again? Because they could shut us down tonight.
Opinions reflected by Alex, the intern, do not necessarily reflect the opinions of LOLstockaments.com. I should say, actually, I went to IKEA a few years ago, and my wife is utterly convinced that those meatballs gave her food poisoning. But maybe it was just a horse allergy.
So Alex, for real, it was confirmed that there's horse meat in it, or is that a joke?
They found that there was horse meat, and then they came out and said that it was only affecting their European stores. But as a precaution, they took meatballs off of their menu for like 2 weeks before they their production issues.
I have a question. Was this already discussed or addressed why Sonatine is dressed as Al Pacino?
Why aren't you? Is the question.
That's a good point.
I'm just making sure. Okay, just carry on.
Sharp. No, it hasn't been addressed.
Yeah, I'm feeling a little underdressed today.
So am I. I'm sporting this opening day weekend, so I'm sporting the Marlins jersey. Baseball.
Overstock is on a fucking tear. Like, look at that chart. It's averaging $1.77 on its positive days. It's averaging 59 cents on its negative days.
Everybody's shopping online.
Yeah,
well,
honestly.
Nobody wants a horse allergy. You go shop and you get a horse allergy. That's not good.
Can someone explain though why Costco isn't doing the same type of growth?
It's not an online.
Who's playing poker in the background? I'm gonna have to assume that's One Step.
Yeah, sorry.
I mean, really?
Yeah, please. This is a stock and lulz show.
We actually
we're not a poker podcast.
We had to actually sign agreements and do Zoom calls to completely agree to do no poker content.
In 4 hours of hard negotiations, we've made assurances.
You have to please
So-
turn that down.
Sorry.
Yeah. Anyhow, I've never bought anything from Overstock. So is this? Are you saying that the stock looks good, the company itself, the financials, that this isn't a stock that people should be buying?
I'm just looking at the short-term trends, and it's on a dip right now. It looks like it's going to cycle up another like $5 or $6 in the next few days, if I had to guess. If you look at it, it does these it looks like it's oversold right now, and it looks like it's got a real consistent trend to it.
Okay.
But it depends on macro shit. Like if we hear about like a vaccine around noon tomorrow, watch, everything's going to blow up. But in a neutral environment, it looks like it's on an upswing. I have distinct bullish feelings about it. You mentioned Costco. Costco went on a significant tear the end of June, and it's just starting to lose momentum. Since June, it's been, since like July 1st, it's gone up. It peaked at 331. It entered at 303.94. So it's been up almost $30. Now it's dropping down to like 325 is where it closed, I believe. So it looks like it's just kind of priced in, maybe. Like it already kind of shot its wad and it's had its good time, and now it's either going to like consolidate or it's going to retrace. He said, knowing full well that tomorrow will just go through the roof, simply because I said that.
So, but my question is getting back to the Overstock.com, Alex. Why would someone like me, who basically just does everything on Amazon now? Like that's what I do. I go on Amazon, I find what I want, find the cheapest, whatever it is, good quality, whatever. Order it on Amazon. It's there like in 2 days. Sometimes the next day. Why would I go to Overstock, or why would I buy a yellow chair? And I'll just sit back and listen for your answers. I don't want no yellow chair, but please tell me.
I'm sort of in your camp because I do all my shopping mostly on Amazon. But, they might have a little bit of a different product line on Overstock. I'm not personally really a user of them, but they might be able to beat Amazon on certain prices for some items.
Yeah, for the more discerning shopper, you want to shop around and do some price checks and things like that for the best deals.
Fair enough.
You're probably shooting off a little, Brandon, if you're just you're just blindly firing at Amazon, not doing your diligence.
Now listen, this is a fact now. An interesting and entertaining segment that we're going to bring you on this LOLstockaments podcast is one of our co-hosts. He's the one that's very, very dressed up but doesn't look like Al Pacino. He has I guess it's, what would you call it? Maybe a cultural disability. Can you say disability in today's world? Is that okay? Is it politically incorrect?
It seems a little insensitive in this context, but sure.
Okay. So he has like a cultural
blind spot.
Inability. Yes, almost like a blank spot, almost like an anti-superhero power in which everything around him, like culturally, specifically movies, TV shows, music, he doesn't grasp. It's like he doesn't know what's going on around him. And that's our intern, Alex. So a running gag we're going to have here, it's not even a gag. It's honest to God, it's real. It's not even made up. Is what we're going to do is, let's just get into it right now. Okay. And just give the listeners an idea of what we're talking about. And all this, I vouch, it's completely true. It's not rehearsed. Believe me, we haven't rehearsed anything.
Woefully unrehearsed.
Yes. So you guys want to play? Give the viewers an idea what I'm talking about?
All right, let's do it.
Who wants to go first, Jason or Thomas?
I'll go first.
Okay.
Am I pitching or am I...
No, I'm gonna. Oh, well, do you have one? I have one off the top of my head.
No, you go ahead. Okay,
but I'm gonna start off with a doozy here. Okay.
Okay.
So I don't know if you'll even know the whole answer, but I do for sure. Okay. This is gonna be a 3-parter, so you can guess 0. Actually, no, you can guess 0, 1, 2, or 3. So it's technically a 4-parter. Okay. In the 90s, okay, Tom Hanks was nominated for an Oscar 3 years in a row, which had never been done. 3 straight movies, all in different years. Okay. Will Alex be able to name 0 of these movies, 1 of these movies, 2 of these movies, or 3?
I'm gonna go with 0. You are setting the bar way too high.
I can't tell you what I think, but
are you gonna hold on? Are you going to give him a synopsis for each one? Or are you just gonna make him? Okay, he has to just off. Okay.
Yeah. 3 movies, and I'm not gonna give him synopsis. No.
Alex
he can definitely name 1. There's no chance he can't name 1.
No, there's absolutely a chance he can't name 1. That's what I'm going with. 0.0.
All right, I'm going with 1. But all right, Alex, did you understand the question? Give your analysis and your answer. I'll sit back and listen.
Well, Jason, did you want to give opinion on that?
I was going to pick the next one. I mean, I feel like Thomas is all over this. I don't want to
Yeah, he'll get the next one. Sure.
I don't want my finger on it.
Okay, so you said this happened sometime in the 90s, that's right?
Yep.
He won 3 in a row.
No, he was nominated. Didn't win. I said nominated 3 years in a row.
3 times in a row.
Which had never happened before in Academy Award history.
I'm trying to think of Tom Hanks movies.
Oh, Jesus, I'm going to lose this. God dang it.
For the audience, we can't stress enough how little Alex knows about movies.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous. It's so ridiculous.
This is so easy.
I know, but
I know there was a movie called Castaway that I believe Tom Hanks was the star in.
Okay, I'm hanging up.
Castaway.
You can't stop helping him. You have to be quiet.
Okay. All right, you're right. Sorry.
I don't know if that was. I don't think that was in the 90s. I think that was a little later. And I know he was in Polar Express, but
Oh my God. Okay.
I don't think he was nominated for that.
Okay, just stop. I don't want to hear anymore. Just stop. Just don't even talk. Mute his microphone. You win. I don't even want to hear anymore.
The most famous movie.
I don't want to hear. Thomas, how many of the 3 can you name?
Okay. Forrest Gump for sure.
Sure.
Saving Private Ryan.
Nope. That was years and years before.
Romantic.
In the 90s?
It was before. That's not one of the movies.
Okay. Is Toy Story 1?
Nope. What did you say? I'm sorry. What was your guess?
Toy Story?
No.
Okay.
No. Okay. My memory serves me correct. I'm pretty sure. I'm sure if I'm wrong, the listener will point it out. Forrest Gump was the second one.
Okay.
Out of the 3, there was one before it and then one after it. Jason, can you name the one that preceded Forrest Gump or the one after?
I literally can't.
Okay. Thomas, you want another guess or so, or no? All right.
The one that preceded...
The one... No. That was way before that, too. The one that preceded Forrest Gump also starred Denzel Washington.
Oh, yeah, Philadelphia, yeah.
Very good. And then the one that was after Forrest Gump took place in outer space.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I forgot that movie exists. Apollo 13.
Apollo, blah, blah, blah.
There you go. Okay. And you know what? I'm going to have to come back next week and just reevaluate. I thought you'd nail Forrest Gump. How can you not?
I've never seen
that was the one that was the one. Or you know what? Maybe even Philadelphia. And I'm just saying.
I've never heard of Philadelphia.
I love Forrest Gump.
I didn't know he was in Forrest Gump, so I learned something.
Oh my God! This is what I mean. One step. What do you think about this? This is insane. How can you not know Tom Hanks is Forrest Gump? One step.
Yeah, that's. I don't know. That's like if anyone can remember one movie from Tom Hanks, it's that one.
Unbelievable.
Alex, how many Tom Hanks movies can you name?
Well, I named all the ones that I knew. Castaway and Polar Express. That's all I know.
Oh, that's great.
Although, I've seen You've Got Mail, but I didn't know that was Tom Hanks.
I could be misremembering. Is it? I think it is, right? Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so you've seen it. Well, okay. I can't laugh at you too much for that because I
want to say that was a couple years after he was born. I mean, that's an older movie. That movie came out when I was young. I mean, I was like in high school. So You Got Mail. That's an old movie.
During the AOL days.
Yeah, it was.
The AOL mail system.
You don't say.
I think it was late 90s, if I had to guess.
All right. Well, you know what, Thomas? Why don't you give Jason one, and then we'll do one more here.
Okay.
I mean, you give Alex, but you're asking Jason.
Okay, I should have prepared. Okay.
Oh, okay. Well,
No. I got one. Okay.
Yeah, it's not that hard. He's not going to get it anyhow. Jeez. We should keep a running count. Can we keep... Listen, hold on. Can we do like a spreadsheet? Like, he's 0 for 1. Can we keep track and just see at the end of the season where he's at?
We'll keep like a list of... Yeah.
It's going to be under 20%. It's a failure of... It's embarrassing.
Listen, I'm going to nail this next one.
All right.
I can feel.
Jason, will Alex know this series of Harrison Ford films in which the protagonist is an archaeologist that let's see, how much detail can I go into here? He's an archaeologist and he travels the world. He travels the world searching for artifacts and he has a whip. Will Alex know what movies I'm talking about?
Fights Nazis.
I'm going to say yes. Because once upon a time, Alex was young.
That's true.
Okay.
So far.
Okay. Jason's locked in for yes. Alex.
Locked in.
Well, hold on. I want to just give my quick, real fast, no chance. You have a better chance of seeing Jesus walking on Earth tomorrow with the stimulus and vaccine announcement than you do Alex.
I feel like this is pretty well known.
No chance.
Okay, first of all, Brandon, I don't appreciate that comment. More confidence here. So, I don't know who Harrison Ford is.
I'm sorry, excuse me. Excuse me.
I've heard the name, but I don't know.
He's a famous airline pilot. Oh my god.
However, I have been to, I believe it's Disney World.
Oh, fuck.
And based on the description, that sounds similar to a ride that is at Disney, where there's a boulder going down a hill.
Damn it.
Yep.
And I believe the name of that movie is Indiana Jones.
Ooh!
I didn't even think of that connection.
I've never seen that movie, but I do know the ride.
He doesn't know the actor.
That's incredible. That's amazing that you don't know who Harrison Ford is, and yet you somehow arrived at Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Brandon, I apologize. It's no problem.
That's the kind of superpower you have. Oh, well, you're 1 for 2 now. I mean, that's pretty amazing.
I'm 2-0, by the way.
Very good. All right, now we'll wrap this segment. I don't know. We'll give it a name at some point. Jason, can you come up with one and challenge Thomas and I, asking Alex?
Oof. Okay.
And make sure they don't have a ride at Disney or Epcot or any other theme park, please.
Okay, you just killed me. Because, like, anything I could come up with, like, Disney has got their tentacles into all of this stuff. So it's like, I don't know how. I'm going to cross my fingers, but, like, yeah, I make no promises.
Cross your fingers, please.
I'm literally, well, in spirit, I am. Okay. God help me. I know they did a ride on this. Fuck it. It's a movie about a really big, angry fish. And these guys are on this boat, and they like singing songs, and the fish is like, fuck your songs, and it eats the fucking boat. And these guys are like, I don't know, what are we gonna do? The big fish. That's my my movie hint.
He'll know.
Does Alex know what movie I'm talking about?
He'll know.
I'm gonna say no. I don't think you gave enough. I don't think this is enough detail.
He's smart. He's smarter than you all think. He's smarter than you all, and he's well dressed. He's thin. He's single. He's very neat.
Okay, Brandon, you're in for yes.
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
Okay, so they're on a boat, and there's a fish that's attacking the boat. So it sounds like maybe it'd be like a shark attacking it. The only shark movie I can think of is Jaws.
Oh!
Yeah, and they have a ride too.
Mid-court.
And they have a ride at Disney too.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
What isn't to ride at Disney aside from like?
I was almost going to say Old Man in the Sea, and then I thought, oh, they're being attacked.
I'm sorry. It's been too long since I've seen Jaws. Are they singing songs on the boat?
Show me the way to go home.
Richard Dreyfuss, Roy Schneider, and what's the third guy? The captain.
I have no idea who that actor is, which is a real fucking shame because he was good.
He was good, and they were drunk, and they were just singing songs, getting wasted on the boat. until
Yeah.
Jaws comes and tries to eat the boat. Yeah.
Because he
Very
hates
good.
fucking songs.
Well, folks, that's it, I think, for this week. And so what are the statistics now?
Alex is 2 for 1. He doesn't know who Harrison Ford is. He could barely name a Tom Hanks movie. But somehow he got 2 of the 3 thrown at him
Okay.
correct.
So he's 66.6% on the season. Wow.
Pretty good.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Actually,
I'm-
can I throw one more at him?
Sure. I got one too I wanted to ask, but go ahead, please.
Okay. Let me think through this carefully though, because I want to describe it a particular way. And this can go to either of you guys. Will Alex know a movie about an orphan boy from a small town who is... He's an orphan, he lives with his uncle and his aunt. He lives kind of in the middle of nowhere, but he gets swept up into this large-scale political rebellion. And then he later finds out that his father is one of the primary leaders of this fascist regime, and it's up to him to use his magical powers to put a stop to it. And he goes, and he's... No, I don't want to go... That's all. I'm going to leave it at that. Will Alex know what I'm talking about?
Jason, I'll let you go first, please.
I don't know what he's talking about. I'm confused.
Damn it.
Okay. As a guest on the show for our first pilot, One Step, what do you think? We'll let you play this round.
Yeah, no, I have no clue, and I don't think he'll know either.
Okay, and I'm going to counter my co-hosts and One Step. I don't know what you were even talking about myself. So if I don't know, One Step doesn't know, Jason doesn't know, we have combined over 100 years of movie experience.
No.
100 plus years, Thomas.
Yeah,
He's
no.
not going to know.
No, I fucked this up. This is something
Yeah,
that...
you did.
I fucked this... I was too vague.
Very vague.
Well,
I was trying not to give it away too much, but...
okay, well, I'm trying to think of orphan movies, and I can think of Annie, but then you said orphan boy, so it wouldn't be Annie. And then you said, like, aunt and uncle, so then I started thinking about Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, but that's not very political, so...
The fascist regime part has me for a loop.
Yeah.
All right. I'm so embarrassed. I don't even want to say what it was now. So
Was it Harry
let's just
Potter?
move on to the next one.
Well, hold on. I want to know.
Yeah,
Harry
I gotta
Potter?
know.
Like Harry Potter?
It's Star Wars.
Like this on the side of your house, you can qualify to erase your
Yeah, I'm not.
It really is.
Yeah, I guess it is. I didn't.
It totally is.
I didn't want to
never-
get into space and aliens and robot. I didn't want to mention any of that stuff. I wanted to describe Star Wars without getting
He's
into
never
the...
even heard. He's never even heard of Star Wars. What are you talking about?
Alex, have you heard of Star Wars?
I was so deep into the Harry Potter rabbit hole on that one. I was like, is
Yeah.
his father like a fascist? Is that what I
Alex,
guess?
what do you know of Star Wars?
I know that Darth Vader is Luke's father. I know that from watching Toy Story, actually.
Real cute.
Yeah, that's about the extent of what I know.
Yeah. So you could have mentioned
Alex,
the space and.
Are you aware that's a Tom Hanks movie?
Oh, is it? Are you trolling?
No. No, he
Oh, okay.
voices the character of Woody.
Oh, Toy Story.
And did you know that Harrison Ford is in Star Wars? He's Han Solo. Oh.
It's on Thomas's left. You're making that up.
No, he's not.
No.
Okay, so getting back to what we were talking about earlier, are we going to start the free roll this week? Is that something we want to do?
Yeah, so the free roll, yes, this week, and we should award the prize on next week's show.
Can you give out our number? Maybe we'll get a caller or two? Because as One Step is a friend of the podcast, and I don't think he should be eligible the first week. Because he's more now like a host, and he's been on, and people may start thinking it's rigged. So can we give out the number? Maybe someone will call in?
Yeah.
$50?
Well, the numbers. Well, the thing is, you call the phone number, but then you have to enter like the meeting number and all that stuff. So I would just suggest go to LOLstockaments.com and look at the thread that I made for this show, and there's instructions there to join the call.
That's the easiest way we're gonna get people on, huh?
Yeah. You can join the Zoom meeting, or there is a thing you can dial if you have an iPhone where you just tap once and you call in. But
Now, didn't you say someone was calling earlier?
yes, we did. We were getting a call earlier. I didn't.
So
take the
someone
call.
actually went through all that effort to try to be on, and yet we still didn't accept their call?
Well,
Is that
yeah,
kinda where we're
we
at?
had just started the show, so we were kind of just getting into yeah.
Don't we have to have
So we just
like
so hold on,
a
hold on.
2-hour monologue first?
We just started the show, and somebody immediately did the 9 things necessary to be able to communicate with us. Is that kind of what you're saying?
Sorry, what?
So we just started the show, and within seconds, minutes of starting it, somebody immediately did the 9 things?
I would say it was within like the first 10 minutes, yeah.
Okay.
I was just like, I'll get to this later.
Well, viewer, listener, if you're still there, do those 9 things again and get back with us.
It's not that hard. Go to LOLstockaments.com, click the thread, instructions are there. If you have Zoom, it's easy. If you have an iPhone, it's easy. I tell you what, in the future, I will figure out a way that somebody can simply dial a number and call in.
Okay.
Okay, and I'll
Very,
do
very
the
good.
I'll do the technical.
Listen, apropos of absolutely nothing, Ethereum is up like 8% in the last 24 hours.
I saw yesterday Bitcoin was up to close to 10,000. Wasn't it like 97, 9,800?
Sounds right.
It's actually over 10,000 now. Just broke through.
Alex, do you hold any Bitcoin?
I have a little bit, yeah, from catching out of poker sites.
We don't talk about poker here.
Yeah, you got Alex. Can you get us in trouble again?
You can just say card games, and then it's vague.
Okay.
So you cashed in some card games? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I have, not a huge amount, but, a few thousand in Bitcoin.
Now, Alex, I've noticed earlier when you came on, that's a very lovely painting behind you. Is there a backstory behind it, perhaps?
There is not, but let's see if I can project something else here.
He found it in the hallway of his building.
That's great. Genius. Ah.
Okay.
Pepperoni pizza. Very good. Very, very good.
I thought there was a third one.
Oh, well, I have...
Did that get taken out of the rotation? There we go. maybe he'll call in later.
So, for those that don't know who we are or what we're doing, that maybe just stumble upon this, how would you explain the direction, the purpose, our mantra here at LOLstockaments Radio? What are we about? What are we trying to accomplish?
We're about just having some fun and getting fucking rich, is my understanding, and that can go in various directions. There are different forms that can take.
But some might say, well, what the hell kind of podcast is this? They're talking about stocks, or they're questioning the cute little kid about the movies. What are they? Who are these people? And to that, what would you say, Jason?
Sure.
I'm just a guy that makes videos for the lols, and I thought it would be fun to get some friends together and talk about the stocks, and joke around and play some trivia and have some free rolls.
All right, very good. Now, do we actually forgive me, it's a little stressful getting our first show going. Did you actually explain what we're going to do to give away the money?
No.
How it works exactly?
We, as a group, have not even come to a consensus on this yet. And perhaps that is something we can do today, is figure out how exactly we're going to give out this $50 next Sunday on episode 2 of the LOL Stocks podcast.
I like the stock pickament idea.
Okay.
I like
walk us through that.
Our guest, One Step,
Sure.
picks what a stock is going to do. Alex picks what stock,
Mm-hmm.
and whoever on the website guesses closest to the difference between the real stock price and One Step's guess at market close next Friday, bam, $50.
Can I make a suggestion as well?
Sure.
Are you going to rake that $50? Is that where we're going here? Like, you want a commission?
No, it's close, but I was also hoping that maybe we could match that contribution towards my vacation fund. And this way, everyone's happy, and we all get entertained regardless of who wins or who loses. I think that's great.
Where is this vacation you're trying to go to? Where's your next vacation planned?
Ocean Pines, Maryland.
What is there to do in Ocean Pine, Maryland?
There's a huge house with a private pool, fishing right over the dock, like 5 feet away. There is Ocean City Boardwalk, 15 minutes away. So we're gonna do some fishing, some grilling, a little bit with the pool, private pool, and hopefully meet someone interesting to bring back to my house there.
Well, good luck with that.
Yes.
But no, getting back to the free roll. One Step is already our guest, and I think that should be the theme too. Is the guests? If we have guests, they should be in the mix as far as picking random stocks. We're already locked in for SWBI, so I propose that people on the forum can simply enter the free roll thread and guess what the stock price of SWBI will be on Friday at the close of trading. And the closest person who guesses the stock price of SWBI on Friday at the close of trading wins the $50.
Wait, I'm sorry, I zoned out. What is SWBI?
Smith & Wesson Brands, Inc.
Oh, okay. They're the ones that make, yeah.
It's at $3.35 right now. So, One Step, do you want to get your prediction in now? What you think it's going to be on Friday?
What's it at right now?
It's at $23.35.
What, do they have to get within like 50 cents? Like
whoever gets closest, whoever's closest wins.
Oh, wow. All right.
I'll go 2470.
Okay.
Then wait, who is he bidding against for the money?
It's not bidding. So there's going to be a thread on the forum, LOLstockaments.com, and a bunch of people are just going to put in their guess. Whoever gets closest wins $50. Keep it as simple as possible. What do you guys think?
Yeah, and if somebody wants to call in and give their prediction, they can do that too.
Right. So I guess One Step is locked in for $24.70.
Yep.
All right, I'm seeing some other numbers here coming off the ticker. Mr. Jewel in the chat on YouTube is saying 2502.
I mean, do I have to write these down? Like, I'll make an exception. We can make an exception this time.
Well, I think Alex should be doing this. He's the intern. Why would you have to do this? On top of everything else you've done this week for this show? No, Alex should be the one doing. Alex, take a note, Alex.
I get it.
No. Going forward, you have to go to the forum to put your guess in. And in fact, you know what? Yeah, not just going forward. Period. These guesses don't count until you go to LOLstockaments and put in your bid. Putting my foot down.
All right, fair enough. Now, I'm getting some questions. People want to know. They heard us say that this is the first season. We're going to do 10 episodes. They want to know what other great content can they expect in the coming 9 episodes after this in season 1. And
yeah.
To that, what would you say besides getting rich and having fun?
Sure. So we're gonna do the free roll each week. We're gonna do fun games like trivia with Alex the intern, movie trivia. I need to put together some graphics packages that I guess polish the show up a bit more. We should have guests and perhaps interviews and things like that. Beyond that, I'm certainly open to suggestions as to the course and direction that this show goes. For now, it's pretty casual. I'm just hanging out with some friends, talking stocks, joking around.
Now, if we were to get some Sonatine using your connections into the world of finance and whatnot, what kind of guests possibly could we have that are in that genre of the world?
Huh.
Brandon, aren't you the big guest booker? That should really be your job, is to book the guests.
Okay. All right, I could do that. That's fine. Fair. So we're all going to just have a title, some kind of responsibility.
Alex is the intern. Brandon is guest relations.
All right, I can do that.
Concierge.
But I'm probably just going to have girls on.
That's great.
I mean, that's probably, they're not going to know too much about finance. Maybe.
They can certainly help us pick stocks for the free roll, at the very least.
All right.
They'll know everything by the time the show's over. We'll all be getting rich together.
Fair enough. So, yeah, okay. So what we're going to do is there's going to be a thread on Stockaments, and that's where the free roll winner will be determined. It's not going to be about calling in?
I think if somebody calls in, I can record it. I mean, Matt, I got your
Okay.
20.
I mean, if someone goes through 9 different things to call in, I think we should give them a chance to win something.
Okay.
I think
Okay.
so.
All right. We'll make an exception. If you call in, then your bid will be recorded. Alex, the intern, will take it down.
Read all the bids from the show.
Now, you know what's funny? I didn't even realize until we were almost an hour in that there's actually a live chat. Or are you guys? I know, Alex, are you monitoring the YouTube chat?
I am not.
Okay. Thomas, I'm sure he is, right?
Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on it.
Okay. What about you, Jason? Are you watching the YouTube chat?
No, I've not at all.
Okay. Did you know there was a YouTube chat?
I didn't even consider checking.
No. All right. And what about One Step? Are you watching the chat? Reading the chat?
Nah, I'm too busy trying to play cards.
Okay. So the consensus seems to be, I mean, I'm just, going to be honest here. Oh, well, you know what? The person that was kind of criticizing us, he deleted all his messages.
He's out of here.
Yeah, he's gone.
It was just one vocal minority.
Oh, did we delete the messages?
I
That was
did.
Funny. Okay, no, good. You have the power to do that. So I just wanted to read some of the messages.
I'm looking for constructive criticism here.
Sure. Well, listen.
You can criticize.
listen.
Be constructive.
It's going to take time to get chemistry. I mean, come on, guys. This is our first show, and this is going to be a good product.
We're gonna get Brandon a new microphone.
Yeah. Is it pretty bad right now?
Oh, it's all right.
Okay, I'm sorry. Well, listen. You know what? Let me ask you. If you went to Best Buy this week to get a headset, and they said because of the pandemic and all the kids at home and everyone working at home, all we have are $450 plus microphones, would you go ahead for this show and spend that kind of money?
I'm good on that. Yeah, no.
Yes. Okay. Jason, would you spend that kind of money?
That's a bit much.
And the guy that's ordering yellow chairs during a pandemic, would you spend that kind of money?
More than I would spend on a chair, even. So that'd be a no.
How much was that chair, by the way?
Oh, it's $249. So it's quite a
Good
deal.
deal.
Sorry, is this a lemon yellow chair or is it a lemon shaped chair?
That's the color of the chair, and I think they call it skipped bow yellow.
Okay. Okay, Brandon is just breaking your balls, I guess, with the lemon stuff.
Well, it's a yellow. It's a very yellow. He sent me a picture. It's a very, very yellow chair.
Okay.
It's extremely bright yellow.
Well, you get several more of those and have a lemon party.
So, Sonatine, getting back to what you said tomorrow, is tomorrow definitively the answer for what the Republicans are going to announce for this next stimulus? Is it 1,000% coming tomorrow?
I mean, the market's acting like it is. It's up almost 250 points or something.
Yeah, no, I'm hearing that we're getting another round of $1,200 checks, and then unemployment benefits are going to return, but perhaps not as much as before. Not as much. It's not going to be the $600 per week as currently planned.
70% of salary is what I heard, in lieu of $600 flat fee.
Up to what amount?
Oh, so it could be more?
Well, that's what I'm saying. So you made $100,000 last year. You're going to get 70% of that now? There has to be a cap. That's a beautiful chair, actually. Can we display this chair? Alex posted a link. I think the users should see this chair.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's really a chair that if I went to my grandma's house in the 80s, she'd be like, Brandon, don't put your drink on that chair. Like, look at the chair. It's a very. I want our viewers to see the chair.
Yeah, I pulled it up now.
Okay.
It's on screen for the viewers.
Yeah.
It looks a bit like the Nickelodeon chairs from back in the day. Do you know what I'm talking about? The orange ones?
From what show?
It was a Saturday night. What was it called? I think it was called Snick. It had an orange couch in this style.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, fair enough.
No. So, you guys, how is, we might as well talk about it because, it's going on. What are you all doing? What's, on the average, your individual, or each of our individual routines during this pandemic now? Like, I assume all the four of you, things aren't back to normal. So, we'll start with Thomas. What is your average day like? Like, in terms of food, leaving the house, what's an average day like for you now?
I'm not leaving the house too much, man. I get up in the morning, I get some work done, I have lunch with my wife, I walk my dogs, I'm really, I don't even go out to do groceries anymore. I figured out that Amazon Fresh delivers to my house. So, I mean,
what is the longest amount of time that you have constantly remained indoors? Like walking your dog's okay, but I mean not getting in the car, not going anywhere other than like your immediate neighborhood. How many days in a row have you not left the premises?
What's
the record? What's the record during this pandemic for you?
There may have been a period where I went like a week without getting in my car.
Okay.
But not too much longer. I mean, I still have to go to Walgreens and stuff, you know, from time to time.
Sonatine, what about you? What's an average day in the life of Sonatine these days?
I mean, I'm up about an hour before market opens, like 8:30. I get my charts together. Market hits. I spend a couple of hours on that, and then I do the day job for the rest of the day, and then I do more research for the next day.
I saw a post that you made on the forum, Jason, that trading has like improved your life. It's made you a better person. You were talking about that it's motivation to get up every day, to be more organized. Is this true? Is this something that we could all use more in our life?
Yeah, I mean, it rewards you for being disciplined. It rewards you for being focused. And it's a funny thing because as I've become more dedicated to learning about finance, I find myself suddenly getting a lot more focused on like my Python. Like I have to learn how to code all over again. You know, all of a sudden I'm getting back into like my machine learning. So I've got like my TensorFlow set up. And all of this I'm personally invested in. And when you're personally invested in a passion, you tend to pick it up really quickly. Like that's the key. So for me, it's been really transformative. I mean, I'm not making money generally. I've made some pretty horrific errors, and I learn from the one I can.
Oh, hold on. How long ago did you really start getting into it? It was fairly recently, right?
I would say like, God, when did I get into it? I want to say towards early or midwinter, late last year.
Okay.
Like, that's when I sunk like, I went balls deep in Tesla.
Okay, you're about 9 months in.
Yeah.
Are we up a lifetime? Are we down for this period?
We're down. But I'm down from doing, it's a funny thing how I ended up getting down. I had a great streak going on. And I got lucky. I got lucky on a big trade. Something dipped. I should have let go of it. It was doing that shit where it's like a balloon carrying me away. And I was like, no, it's going to reverse. It's going to reverse. And it reversed. And I made a lot of money that day. Like my whole roll in play went up like 20%. And it poisoned my theory. Like my whole game plan went out the window. And all of a sudden I was no longer making safe, conservative, high value plays. Everything was going to reverse on me. And I could watch myself doing it. And I had to basically tear down my entire system and rebuild it. So, you know, that was expensive. I took a huge hit on that, but it's a funny thing because it forced me to go ahead and get back to basics and be more disciplined and, you know, be honest with myself about what the fuck I was doing wrong. And these are good things. These are good characteristics to cultivate if you give a shit about being a whole human being.
Now, on another note, Alex, you heard Thomas say about roughly a week he's been home. That's his record. What is your record for not leaving? Well, no, it's kind of different because you're more in a metropolitan area where you can walk to things. So let's actually stop there then. If you had to set an over-under on how long you think Sonatine has been inside without leaving via car, you know, walk around his compound, that's fine. But not leaving the premises, what would you set the line at? Days. If you were the odds maker that set lines for people during pandemics of how long they've been confined to their home, what line at your sports book or your pandemic book do you set for Sonatine?
For Sonatine, I think I would have to go with 10.5 days.
Okay, I'm going to take the over.
Over.
Okay, hold on. Don't say nothing yet. Thomas, what do you think?
I'll take the over.
Over? Okay. What would you set the line at, Thomas? The intern?
I'm not setting a line. I'm just taking the over.
Okay, fine.
I'm counting my money.
Fine. So, Jason, how many days would you guess is your record during this pandemic for not leaving other than like walking outside or, you know, around the block? That's fine. That doesn't count.
I haven't been off my property since February.
Okay. So if you're over. Listen. So listen. The over hits. It's like one of those bets where like the team you bet on like scores 8 touchdowns in the first quarter, and then you don't even have to sweat it the rest of the game. Okay, it's over. It's not just over. It's tremendously over.
I would not have expected to be that much over, but I guess
I would have. But
Yeah,
I know.
I've got 3 acres. Like I don't ever, I get sushi delivered. I get groceries delivered. I don't need to leave. Like it's all good.
That's awesome.
Like I leave to hang out with my neighbors. Like a couple of times a month, we meet outside by the garbage cans and riff. Like that's about it.
So Alex lives in a metropolitan type city where like there's a corner store, there's a this. I don't want to give too much away now, but it's in the Midwest. There's a subway system that's very violent. Anyhow, so what would you all say? Well, I just ask you, Alex, what's the over under, or how long? What's your record of just not even leaving, like ordering food in, but maybe walking to get your mail, but not actually going out in the sunlight, outside the premises?
Well, I would say.
I know it has to be decent because wasn't there some violent crime going on around right up to your little neighborhood?
Yeah, I mean that's always going to be going on. What can you do about that?
Yeah. What's your record?
I do like to stay home, and I order a lot of things in. I've probably gone like 2 weeks without leaving, really.
All right, 2 weeks. Since you're here and you've been very well behaved, One Step, I will give you credit. It looks like your micro. Oh, you unmuted it. Very good. One Step. I know you like to get out and about. You live in another big metropolitan city. Since all this started, what is your record for not going outdoors or not leaving the general vicinity of your home?
Does the post office count?
Yeah, it does. So it's just like walking like an animal outside or around your block to a neighbor's house, but getting in a car or being picked up and leaving the general vicinity of where you live, that counts.
It was probably around the same time as Sanitine. I would say like 2 months.
Well, no, Sanitine's about 7 months. So it's not the same.
Correct. More like March. Honestly, more like mid-March.
Okay. So 2 months. So you wait. So
months. That's a long time.
So One Step, you went 60 days without leaving your home?
Yeah.
Wow, that's impressive. Well, you live in an area which was really hit hard by this virus, though. Is that why you didn't leave?
I just had nowhere to go. Like I had food delivered. I couldn't visit anybody. I couldn't see my family. Yeah. So it was pretty much working and just staying home.
Now, I also want to give at this time a special shout out. Now, this isn't going to be that kind of show that we do shout outs, but we have a confirmed listener in the chat that used to host a podcast with me, co-host a podcast with me about 8, 9, 10 years ago. So I haven't heard from him in about 5 years. And no bad terms, great guy, nice guy, but he is confirmed in the chat right now. This is someone I haven't had any contact with in half a decade. But he's literally, it's Daredevil. I don't know if any of you know who Daredevil is. Have you ever heard that name?
Yeah.
Okay, well, Daredevil's tuned in, which is really amazing. It's been 5 years, and he's in the chat. So very interesting. So myself, probably 7 to 10 days, I think would be my record. Because although I've done everything else that you guys have all described, I haven't got to the point where I've ordered groceries in yet. And for me, maybe you guys can explain to me, how you get around this. I do the Uber Eats and Postmates and DoorDash and all that kind of stuff, but groceries, I've gone to the grocery store. And the reason why is I have a problem with people picking out my meats, my produce, my fruit. And I eat a lot of fruit, a lot of vegetables, and I just feel like when I go there, I'm touching the pepper. I'm squeezing the pepper. I'm touching the melon. I'm looking at those blueberries. If there's like a couple, 2, 3 bad blueberries, I'm not getting that blueberry. I'm going to find another. It's always Driscoll berries, but I'm very particular about that kind of stuff. And I don't buy like a lot of frozen microwave stuff that doesn't matter. So someone like that, how do you guys get around that? Like, how do you deal with someone else randomly picking out meats that they're not going to care if they're good cuts, if the vegetables look fresh, if they're firm? Like, Sanatine, how can you let someone else touch your melons? That doesn't bother you? Other people touching your melons?
I built a UV sterilizing kit early on.
I don't know what that means.
It's a bunch of UV lights inside of a big plastic bin. Everything that I get delivered, at least back in the days, I was in the habit of basically sterilizing everything that came in.
You're blasting your fruit and veg with UV rays to sterilize it.
Before the votes came in on what we were dealing with, I was kind of leaning against the worst case scenario.
That's amazing.
I was about it.
I love that.
How
do you do that? How do you?
Like, I'm gonna go home.
It's like I mean, like that's like tanning bed lights, right? Like how do you even get a kit for that?
I literally got the last of them off Amazon. Like all the Chinese.
I bet they're not selling that no UV sterilization melon things on Overstock.com.
They might.
They should.
They should.
So, okay, so someone like me that doesn't have a UV, what have you, how Thomas, how can I get over that phobia of other people picking up my shrimp and my meat and my fish,
Well, I'm sorry. What are you concerned about? Are you concerned about their hands touching it, or are you concerned about they're not being picky or selective about?
Picky.
Yeah.
That's mainly the problem. Well, like when you go buy produce, don't you kind of look at it and feel it and just make sure it's like, because there's some
even fresh. They do a pretty good job of picking out good stuff. They don't just go and randomly pick. They try and do a good job.
Yeah, but also, man, you just have to like charge it to the game. Like it just is what it is. Sometimes you're not going to be able to get the best. Like you're entrusting another person to do your picking for you. So, you know, it's not going to be perfect, man. And when you order takeout from a restaurant, they also, you know, are using like raw produce when they make that stuff, and by the time before it got like sliced up and added to your meal or whatever, you know, it may not have been like the most. It may not have been to your standard, but you don't know that when you're eating it.
I'm only at this point ordering from restaurants that I have a prior, like 4.5 to 5-star relationship with. I'm not taking on any new restaurants at this time.
Okay.
I know how silly that may sound. I'm being sincere. Like, unless I know and I have a history of knowing that they haven't been on dirty dining, there hasn't been any issues, I've never had any quality control problems, I'm not. Someone can call, you can tell me, hey, have you tried this new Greek place over here? And if I haven't been there and I don't know that it's clean, I trust them, I know it's probably all this is in my head. Like, it probably isn't logical what I'm saying.
Okay, breaking news. Alex, the intern, thank you, intern, has brought it to our attention that there is, in fact, sterilization machines on Overstock.com. So that stock's going to be shooting off any day now. Indigi UV sterilized sanitation cleaning box for phones. Oh, it's for phones. Alex, this is for phones and other objects, and it comes with an aroma diffuser and a USB charging port. But I don't think this is for food grade sterilization. So,
well, it has a UV light. I mean,
yeah. I might have to go back to Amazon for my UV sterilization needs. I don't know if this is really going to cut it.
Punchline is it's being flooded with counterfeit black lights, excuse me, UV lights. They're the wrong like nanometer frequency, and they're being advertised as sterilizing gear, and they're not. It's crazy.
The UVC light will kill bacteria on the surface of anything the light reaches. Think remotes, glasses, keys, credit cards. The possibilities are endless.
There you go. Put a banana on it.
I had no idea that light could kill bacteria, but maybe I'm stupid and I should have taken some more bio classes.
Something crazy happened. I had a glass plate in the bottom of my UV sterilizer, and like glass cuts down on UV light, which is why you don't get sunburned through your car window. And I had bananas stacked up in there, and the tops of the bananas browned much, much, much faster than the bottoms because the tops of the bananas got hit with UV light. UV light's a bitch. It'll give you skin cancer. It's real serious stuff. So yeah, it just tends to break down like organic materials that get exposed to it. It's powerful witchcraft.
So, Sonatine, an average day starts for you by waking up at 8:30, getting your papers together, watching the market, and then you put your food under a UV light thing, radar thing, and
not
then you
so much
breakfast?
Anymore. No.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
You know, I think we were all like overly cautious in the beginning. I know, like, I would never leave my house I would wear gloves, like when I would leave the house at first, when the pandemic first hit. And now I don't. I would just wash my hands and stuff. But I think we were all taking certain precautions that we've kind of relaxed on since.
Speaking of sanitized food, there was a restaurant, a very high-end restaurant near me, and they came up with a coronavirus dish, which I just
heard about.
I read about this.
This made some news, buddy. This was a little.
There was some backlash around it. Whether it was.
Thomas, can we put this up in the chat? So
yeah, I'm looking it up. I'm on it.
Okay. Oh, I thought there was a link. I'm sorry.
Lincoln.
Intern is slacking today, but I'll see what I can do.
Alex, where's the link, buddy? All I see is a yellow chair. Sons of bitches. It's only $40. It's only $40 for a UV sterilizer for your melons. That's not bad at all.
That's why you go to Overstock.
Wow. Interesting.
Okay, I have it pulled up here for the viewers.
So tell us more about this, Alex. This coronavirus, it's a dish?
It looks like some sort of a puff pastry that is shaped like a coronavirus molecule. So, I mean, what do you think? Is that insensitive?
It's a canape? How do you pronounce this?
Canap?
Okay.
Yeah, it's like a puff pastry.
It's a blue sphere dotted with red freeze-dried raspberries. It's a coconut custard made with Sichuan peppercorns and seasoned with salt, sugar, and a little bit of curry powder and kind. Doesn't sound very. It's a little kind of odd. The red fruit resembles the crowns covering the virus.
No, are you sure people can see it? Because I'm looking at our stream, I don't see it.
Our stream's on about a 5 to 10 second delay from this call, so.
I'm still not seeing it though.
Are you watching live?
Yeah, I'm watching it live. I do not.
You might be a bit behind if you're on YouTube.
Okay. All right.
I'm curious, when fine dining restaurants open up, do you think that they're going to be as packed as they were before, or do you think that they might get a hit as with the other restaurants as well?
No, they're gonna. I mean, here, speaking from Vegas alone, they're getting a massive hit because the occupancy is very low. They're not allowed to have. I don't even know, what is it here now? Is it 50% they're actually allowed in Vegas, in Nevada?
Occupancy?
Yeah, like for a restaurant.
It's 25% occupancy.
But I think isn't that like every state different?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I thought it was 50. But anyhow, from when I've been around, like, who wants to eat, right? I mean, even if it was relatively cheap, would you go want to sit and have a 2.5 hour meal in a fine dining restaurant? Absolutely not.
Yes.
I wouldn't. No chance.
I would have went to the gym the week after everything shut down. I would have no problem.
Why is that?
But you would. Yeah. Why is that?
I know I might be the outlier here, but I wasn't even wearing a mask for the first 2 months. Like I gave zero shits.
Because it's all a hoax?
No, it's just that I think that I'm in relatively, better health than the majority of Americans.
Okay.
Crickets.
So wait, you're saying that you live in a state that was really early on heavily hit by this.
Yeah.
And that you still went out without a mask anyhow, and you just didn't care.
Yeah, and I went into the post office two to three times a week, with maybe I had my shirt covering my face sometimes, but I was online with 20 people. And I didn't really care whatsoever.
Are you not concerned about spreading it to other people?
That's a selfish
if you don't
attitude.
have it, I would. What chances do you have of spreading it if you don't necessarily have it?
Well, you can be asymptomatic. You can not have any
True.
symptoms, and you can have it and not know it.
I agree. But I've been doing it for months now, and I think that if I had it, I would have antibodies by now, and if I didn't have it, then everything is okay.
Thomas, can you do the liability thing again about guests?
The opinions of One Step do not necessarily reflect the opinions of LOLstockaments Radio or LOLstockaments.com. Proceed at your own risk. This is not financial advice, entertainment only. Please don't fucking sue us.
Yeah, all right.
God.
I'm on the other end, where I was wearing a mask and encouraging those close around me to wear a mask in March. So I'm way on the other side of the curve.
Do you still smoke cigarettes, Brendan?
I do not. It's been over a year.
Oh, okay.
I have this thing now, which maybe you've seen, but I cold turkey quit. I have not even had a cheat, nothing. And I'll tell you, it was the perfect time to quit too, because not being in casinos for all this time let my lungs get healthy and just, you know what I mean, gave me an opportunity not to crave it. And you're in a casino now. It's great because a few times I've been in a casino, it's disgusting. I know.
Yeah, you really notice a lot more, don't you?
Yep, absolutely. You have no idea.
Yeah,
it's been a year and a month, not one cheat.
Good for you, man.
Proud of that. Thank you. So anyhow, I guess we got to wrap it up relatively soon. What else do we have this week, boys? Anything coming through the wire, Jason, Alex, about tomorrow since we've been on? Any markets overseas anything interesting happening? I know aren't the markets in Asia opening up shortly, or maybe they've already opened?
Is this what we're gonna do on our Sunday night shows? Is wait for the check in on the emerging markets in Asia as as they start opening? We can mix that in. Listen, this is all this is liquid, right? That's not the word. But this can evolve over time. We can figure out how this show takes shape, and if that's the kind of thing we want to start mixing into the rotation. That's great too. Before we sign off, I would say go to LOLstockaments.com to get in on that free roll. We will be guessing the price of SWBI. If you want to win that $50 prize, we can do it through PayPal, Venmo, Bitcoin, currency of your choice. We can work with you. I'm sure that won't be a problem. And and Alex, intern, have you taken down? Are we accepting bids that were not on the forum? Did we get in one steps or?
We will accept bids if it's called in.
If it's a guest, right?
If somebody wants to call in the show.
Okay, sure. Okay, so we have one bid right now. Future bids can be on the LOLstockaments forum. We're gonna not accept any of the bids that came through. I saw some in the chat on YouTube. Can't keep track of those.
Do we have any callers? Any late river callers? Anyone calling in? Anyone doing those?
Not at the moment, no.
Okay.
My friend is unavailable today. Sorry, Brandon.
What was that?
One Step's friend is not.
Sorry about that.
One Step, I'll say, it was great having you on. You've conducted yourself like an absolute gentleman, and as far as I'm concerned, you're welcome back anytime.
Yeah, give it time though. No worries. Give it time.
Yeah. So, gentlemen, is there anything else? Anything we want to close with? Any last comments, thoughts? I'll go with you first, Alex.
I'm good, Brandon.
Did you enjoy the show, buddy?
It was a good show. It was yeah.
I mean, you really overperformed on movie trivia, so.
Well, you know what?
Hang your head on that.
Some studying, but I think I did good for my.
You studied. You can't.
Well.
No.
Knowledgeable and.
Stop doing that. No more stuff. Okay, the whole premise only works because of your astounding ignorance of movies. And so, if you start brushing up, it's gonna destroy the whole concept.
Yeah.
Trying to think of one last really good one for the road with him, because I still don't think people fully grasp just how. What's the adjective I'm using? I can't use disabled. What was the word you said, Thomas? To describe his
blind spot.
blind. How blind spotted he is when it comes to just all this stuff.
Oh, by the way, Taylor Swift's new album came out yesterday at midnight, or 2 days ago at midnight. In case anyone is interested in America's Sweetheart, she put an album, amazing album. Listened almost 10 times to the entire album. Yeah.
Right. Okay, I'm just gonna.
I love the fact. Real quick, I just love the fact that she waited until right after Kanye committed to release his album on Friday to go ahead and drop her album.
Yeah,
that was such a power move. I got
Queen.
Jason, either in the late 80s or the early 90s, Julia Roberts starred in a movie playing a hooker with a heart of gold. That's all that even needs to be said. I mean, there's no other description. Either you know it or you don't. The question is, does Alex know? Just based on the hooker with a heart of gold, Julia Roberts, does he know what movie I'm referring to?
I'm going with no.
Thomas.
I will also go with no. You clearly
God.
No.
I'm trying. Let me look at him.
You have okay. So we'll let him answer, but for future reference, I think with Alex, you can't expect him to have seen it or know about it. He'll know titles. He knows titles, but he'll know nothing about who was in it or what it was about. So you have to sort of guide him. You have to guide him to the title.
Unless it was a ride at a amusement park or resort, then he'll know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me try to get her. Hold on. I want to vote too. Trying to get a read on him. You strong, Alex? Weak? You know what? I'm gonna be the outlier here myself. And before you say, I'm gonna also give One Step a chance. I'm gonna say he knows it. Now, one step. Do you even know the movie we're talking about, right? Don't say it. You know the movie we're talking about?
I know the movie, but to be honest, I don't even know the title.
Oh my God! Really?
I've seen the movie. I just don't know the title.
Yeah. Okay. Do you think Alex will know the name of the movie?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go with you too. I think he's going to surprise us. I think he wants to start the season out going strong. 3-1 right out of the gate. I mean, at 75%, that's unheard of for Alex. Alex, go ahead. The floor is yours.
Well, I'm trying to think of a single Julia Roberts movie.
Oh God! Stop.
Really, nothing is really coming to mind. I have actually heard that expression, "a hooker with a heart of gold," but I didn't know it came from a movie. I just thought it was something people said.
Well, it is.
I don't think it came from the movie.
It didn't come from the movie, but
okay.
It's just the after description of the movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's the type of chicks Brendan meets.
I can't really think of any hooker movie, so I gotta say I don't know.
Can you name one single Julia Roberts movie? Do you know who Julia Roberts is?
I want to say she has brown hair.
Yeah.
Longer brown hair.
No, it's red. It's actually auburn red, but no.
Really?
No. Brown isn't going to win it. Not with Julia Roberts. Not going to slide.
Hey, you know what we should do next time? Next week we're going to do lineups. I'm going to show them pictures of 3 different people, or 3 to 5 people.
That's a good idea.
And see if he can name which one. Yeah. We're going to do lineups next week.
Jason, tell him the name of the movie, please.
Pretty Woman, right?
Yeah, yes it is. Very good.
Because it's not just that he doesn't know movies, he also doesn't know actors.
I mean, and also, in all fairness, that's by far her most famous movie. That's when she dies, rest in peace. One day, that's what she will be known. That will be in the first sentence after like Julia Roberts died today. The star of Block, that's her most famous legendary movie. It blew her up. It's
a breakout role.
Yeah, that's wow. I mean, I know you weren't born. It was, I think, 89 or 90, 88 maybe. It's either 88, 89, or 90, but still, it's like not knowing like.
At her peak, she was the most bankable star in Hollywood.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that weird movie, The Mexican. What was that? Was that what it was called?
Yeah, that was with James Gandolfini and Brad Pitt.
Yeah. And man, did that tank a lot of careers. And that took people down a peg.
Speaking of old movies, a woman died today who was one of the stars of Gone with the Wind. Like, I was shocked. She was 104, still alive. Like, can you imagine like a star of Gone with the Wind is still roaming this earth yesterday?
I had no idea.
I didn't know either. So, anyhow, I'm gonna be honest. That's all I got for this week, boys. It was a great show. Good having you. Thank you all for those that listen. Now, is there a way for people? Tell us one more time. If people want to interact with us, where do they go?
LOLstockaments.com.
All right.
We're gonna do another show next week. We're gonna give away $50. We're gonna do some more movie trivia and lineups, and we might have some more things in the store. We'll figure it out this week.
And are we gonna be back at the same time, same place next week?
Yes, same time, same place. YouTube.com, 7:30 p.m. Pacific time.
And Jason, do we have any chores that we can think of? Anything we need Alex to do during the week since he is our intern?
Alex, pick us out top 5 stocks. Get those charts going, lean into it, make it happen, Captain.
And one last thing, Sonatine, if you had to make a bet or even give just a guess, would you be leaving your compound during season 1 or probably not? Would we have to? Would the viewer have to wait for season 2 for you possibly to leave your home?
Actually, what's funny? I might, because I have to pick a bunch of shit up from an auction house upstate.
Of course you do.
Yeah.
That's a story for another time.
Yes, it is. Well, thank you all for listening, watching, viewing.
Yeah, we'll see you next week right here. Go to LOLstockaments.com. We'll put a thread up shortly for the free roll. Thank you all for listening to episode 1 of LOL Stockaments podcast, and we'll see you next time.